It is a warm welcome to you viewers as we meet on this weekly program brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, to inform you of our roles and operations. My name is Onesisa Sivanda. It feels good to be back. As the country continues to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, we urge you to adhere to all the preventive measures to curb the spread of this novel virus. The ZRP has embarked on an operation to weed out motor vehicles operating without vehicle registration numbers off the road. The ZRP's national spokesperson, Assistant Commissioner Paul Nyati, sheds more light on this operation.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police wishes to remind the motoring public that the current operation which the police is undertaking in terms of the Vehicle Registration and Licensing Act Chapter 13.14 is continuing very well, and no vehicle should be moving on the country's roads without being registered, without displaying number plates on the front part of the vehicle and the back part of the vehicle. So the police will impound any vehicle, I want to reiterate, any vehicle which is not displaying number plates, whether at the front or at the back. We want to urge drivers, we want to urge vehicle owners that if you have got a vehicle which has got no number plates, please go and park it. We have been assured by the Minister of Transport and Infrastructure Development after his recent visit to the Central Vehicle Registry that there are adequate stocks of number plates. So there is no reason whatsoever for anyone to be moving on the road with a vehicle which is not displaying number plates. We also want to warn the public that some of these vehicles which are not displaying number plates have been used to commit hit and run road traffic accidents where people have been injured, some have died, and you find that it's very difficult for the police to monitor these vehicles because one, they are not insured, which means if one is injured, there's no compensation in terms of the insurance laws of this country, and if one is killed, again, there is no compensation. So we want to urge Zimbabweans, let us be law-abiding citizens and board vehicles where our safety is guaranteed in terms of the law. We also want to make it clear that people have been inundating the police trying to justify the issue of temporary number plates. The law is clear that these are used for a single purpose journey, either a single journey which is also a return on the other side, but they are not for use on a daily basis. So there's no reason whatsoever for people to be claiming that we have been authorized to use temporary number plates because the number plates are available. So basically, the police urges the public to cooperate. As of today, we have arrested a total of 5,841 motorists who were driving vehicles with no number plates.
Meanwhile, Bulawayo Traffic recovered a motor vehicle which was stolen during an armed robbery. Let us hear more.
On the 5th of December 2021, a complainant was robbed of his motor vehicle, a Honda Fit AFF0278, at Mukuti area along Marondera Chitungiza Road by 3 unknown male adults who boarded this vehicle on the pretext of being genuine travelers. But after traveling a few kilometers, the man handled the owner, the driver of the vehicle, tied his hands, and then thrown him out of the vehicle, leaving him in the bush. The complainant then reported this case at Marondera police station, where he reported the case of armed robbery. Police officers from ZRP Traffic West were manning a roadblock along Masepami Road near S17 when they spotted the vehicle approaching the roadblock. And then when this driver realized that they were police manning the roadblock, he abandoned the vehicle on the road and then disappeared into the bush with the vehicle keys. From there, the police officer took the vehicle to ZRP Traffic West and made some inquiries with our VTS department to establish the owner of the vehicle. CID Marondera was contacted. They confirmed having a case of armed robbery involving the same vehicle, and the vehicle was then held at Traffic West as an exhibit, awaiting collection by CID Marondera. So my word of advice to the member of the public is that whenever you purchase a vehicle, it is good to register it in your name so that it is easy to locate you in the case the vehicle is stolen.
We take a break. Join us in the second segment. Welcome to the second segment of Crime Watch. We continue urging members of the public to solve their disputes amicably and not take the law into their own hands. In light of this, police in Kwekwe arrested a man for murdering another man over a petty issue. We spoke to Officer in Charge Crime, ZRP Mbizo, who sheds more light on this matter.
At ZRP Mbizo, we arrested one trust new, a male adult aged 30 years, in connection with a case of murder which occurred in Section 17 Mbizo on the 1st of January 2022, and also the now deceased's birthday. A petty argument arose when they were having beer, resulting in the accused striking the now deceased with this log here. He struck him twice on the back of the head, and when he fell down, he then struck him in the face with the same log, and he died on the spot. We received the report from a member of the public, and we pursued the information we had received and managed to arrest the accused within 40 to 60 minutes after he had committed the offense. The accused has since appeared in court and was remanded in custody. We as the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we urge members or citizens of our country to drink responsibly so that they avoid minor disputes which will deteriorate to such levels. We also urge citizens to engage the Zimbabwe Republic Police Community Relations offices, community leaders, church leaders, for counseling if they have got problems or disputes which emanate in families and in communities.
Still in Kwekwe, police arrested some people for unlawful entry and theft. The arrest led to the recovery of television sets, gas tanks, and laptops.
We have been receiving a lot of cases of unlawful entry and theft in our area. We then planted some of our officers to curb these criminal activities. So far, we managed to arrest 5 criminals in connection with these cases. These are Tapiwa Swanda, aged 32, of Truckers in Kwekwe. Tatenda Piri, aged 25, of Mbizo, Kwekwe. We also arrested 3 others who are Blessed Mpofu, aged 18, Tadiwa Nachichoga, and Tafadzwa Moyo, all of Mbizo, Kwekwe. In arresting all these criminals, we managed to clear at least 18 cases of unlawful entry and theft. In clearing these cases, we managed to recover various household goods. That includes laptops, television sets, gas tanks, and cell phones, among other properties.
In this week's Traffic Safety segment, the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe has joined the Zimbabwe Republic Police and other stakeholders in an ongoing operation of removing unregistered motor vehicles off the road. We spoke to Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe Acting Director Operations, Mr. Ernest Mchena.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe is also participating in the ongoing operation where the Zimbabwe Republic Police and other stakeholders are carrying out an operation to remove unregistered vehicles from the streets. Unregistered vehicles are a safety concern. As road safety practitioners, the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe is very keen on the operation that is ongoing. We have noted with concern that of late there are a number of unregistered vehicles that do not follow road rules. We have noted that some of the vehicles are involved in hit and run accidents which either involve pedestrians or other cars. And at the end of the day, after having been involved in an accident, they start running away from the scene of the accident. Vehicles without number plates are most of the vehicles that go through red lights at intersections in broad daylight. Some of them create additional lanes, some of them they overtake in front of oncoming traffic, and then you will not be able to identify the driver. It is a requirement in terms of the Vehicle Registration and License Act that every vehicle must have a registration plate affixed to the front and to the rear of the vehicle. We would also like to warn those people who are driving foreign registered vehicles that are not on a temporary import permit. When visitors come from neighboring countries, they can drive into Zimbabwe using their foreign registered vehicles. They are issued with a temporary import permit at the border, and they must produce that temporary import permit upon demand by the Zimbabwe Republic Police and other officials. However, there's a group of people who bring in deregistered vehicles coming from countries such as the United Kingdom, United States of America, or Japan, and they maintain those numbers and start driving illegally on Zimbabwean streets. We would like to inform members of the public that it is an offense to drive in Zimbabwe a vehicle that has not yet been registered and is displaying foreign registered numbers.
As we are in the middle of the rainy season, drivers should adjust to driving under adverse weather conditions. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe had this to say.
We are in the middle of the rain season, and there are quite a number of drivers who may have obtained their driver's licenses under dry weather conditions. They may be experiencing wet weather conditions for the first time. Every driver must be prepared for the rain season. First of all, you must ensure that your wiper blades are effective. During dry weather, the wiper blades may be hard and brittle, and they may not serve the intended purpose when the rains come. It is a wise safety requirement to ensure that you replace your wiper blades as you enter the rain season so that they may be as effective as possible. During heavy rains, wiper blades can lose their pressure on the windscreen, and at times they may be lifted up because of heavy rains. It is very important for drivers to ensure that when the rains are too heavy, they find a suitable place, pull off until there is less rains. Then they can continue with their journey. It is also a safety requirement to ensure that your headlights are in tip-top operating condition so that when it is raining, you switch them on low beam in order to increase your visibility on the road. When other drivers switch on their headlights, it also makes them very visible as compared to a situation when their lights are not on, even during the day when it is raining. When it is raining, the braking distances increase because the roads become very slippery. At the onset of the rain season, you find that oil that has been spilled on the road becomes soaked and makes the road very slippery. When you are driving under rain conditions, you should actually double your stopping and braking distance. Where you would normally stop within 32 meters, you must make sure that you have as much as 60 plus meters in order to stop your vehicle safely. It is also a safety requirement to ensure that you have safe tires on the road, be it dry weather or wet weather. But the fact that your tires are smooth may have very negative effects when it is raining. A vehicle must have at least 1 millimeter of tire tread anywhere on the tire, as provided for in Statutory Instrument 129 of 2015. When you are driving on a smooth tire, you will find it very difficult to stop, and this is usually a recipe for rear-end collisions on our roads. Another important electrical component that is very critical during the rain season is the demister. When a demister is not working, visibility is adversely affected. You should ensure that it is in a good working condition.
We're in the third and final segment of Crime Watch. Following a tip-off from members of the public on our WhatsApp platform, police managed to arrest Tafatswa Chena and 5 other accomplices for smoking daha. The 6 accused persons were convicted and were made to pay 1,000 Zimbabwean dollars fine each. We appreciate the support we continue to receive from members of the public in apprehending such criminals. Still on drug abuse cases, as the ZRP, we continue raising awareness on drug abuse and its effects. This week, we spoke to a qualified pharmacist who had this to say.
The drugs that are being abused, there are so many. Some of them are cough mixtures. Some of them come in different forms. They are crystals. And some of them are prescription medicines. But they are now readily available. One example of those drugs that are currently abused is methamphetamine, which is commonly known as crystal meth, and in some circles is dombo or mtoriro. This medicine was designed to help those who have attention deficit or hyperactive disorder, ADHD. This drug makes you want to have more, becoming dependent on it. So the side effects that are associated with abusing drugs like this includes sometimes your temperature gets elevated because you become hyperactive. So you can actually be knocked out with such drugs, or even you can die. And this affects even your vital organs. Your body may be exposed to quick aging. You start aging very fast, and you may end up being having the mood swings, hyper aggressive. All these things, they are bad things that are happening because of abusing drugs. So the purpose of this message is to help you to see that the moment you start taking these drugs for the purpose of easing your pain, eventually you are going to add more and more pain. The parents, the community, let's educate our young ones about drug abuse. Let them know which drugs are being abused and what those drugs are causing to you. That way they'll be aware of what they'll be getting into.
Before we come to the end of this week's episode, here are some of the people on the police wanted list. Police in Masringo are looking for Elia Chinyange, age 33, of Kwenure village, Chief Nyachena, Masringo, for murder. Chata Parikumuja, aged 43, of Tanaiwa village, Chief Mutasa, Mutare, is wanted by Renko police station for a murder case. Lastly, Mvuri police is looking for Nyasha Mafuta, age 25, of Bright Farm, Mvuri, for a rape case. Anyone with information that may help in the location of any of these people should contact any nearest police station or contact us on the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703631. Visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. Alternatively, you can like us on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police, and our Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe. Be reminded that all Crime Watch episodes are accessible on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. This brings us to the end of this week's episode. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this program. From me, Onesisa Sivanda, and the crew behind the scenes, pleasant viewing.